Are you Black, approaching middle years and wondering how to deal with new changes to your body from the menopause? Perhaps you listen to older women in your network who talk about their struggles with menopause symptoms, challenges that might include trouble with getting a diagnosis or even the right treatment. Menopause means a woman has stopped having periods and marks the end of her reproductive function, but it's a stage that all women will go through just as we all started having periods. Menopause means that our ovaries are working less than before, which leads to fewer hormones, estrogen, progesterone, testosterone in our system. But even though it's a part of every woman and we can identify the symptoms, each woman can have a unique experience of menopause. And for several years, scientists have demonstrated small but significant differences in groups of women. So in this video, let's talk about you, a Black woman, thinking about menopause or even starting to experience menopause symptoms and how they may not be exactly what you had expected. Now, make sure you stay to the end of this video and I will give you a tip that will tell you which habits are most likely to influence or affect how early or late that you start your menopause. Hi, I'm Dr. Sylvia, a general practitioner and health educator with AskAwayHealth. We talk about health issues on this channel, helping you learn about your body and to live well. Please like this video and subscribe to the channel. Click the notification bell so that you know every time we publish a new video once a week. Menopause is a time in your life that begins 12 months after your very last menstrual period. But you're not just yourself one day and then menopausal the next. The trip into menopause starts several months or even years before you actually become menopausal. And studies tell us if you're Black, it may happen differently to the way women in other ethnic groups experience menopause. Recognizing this fact is vital for both you and your health workers so that any symptoms are quickly detected and recognized and dealt with properly. So let's look at 3 ways menopause affects Black women different to others. Number 1, age. Black women may experience menopause slightly earlier than their white peers or counterparts, at least 12 months earlier in many cases. According to a piece of research from the United States known as the SWAN study, white women in the study were getting their final menstrual period around the ages of 51 to 52 years, while Black women and women of Latino and Asian background were getting their last menstrual periods around the ages of 49 to 50 years in the United States. Studies of women in sub-Saharan Africa show that they commonly experience menopause between the ages of 45 and 55 years. This difference may be small, but it means that women who are Black or of other ethnic backgrounds may experience the transition into their last menstrual period at younger ages. This transition is known as the perimenopause. And so as a Black woman, both you and your doctor may not immediately ascribe those symptoms as being related to menopause. And what symptoms am I talking about? Well, they can include things like irregular bleeding, vaginal dryness and painful sex, or problems controlling your urinary bladder or losing the support to your pelvic organs, which is known as prolapse. So you and your doctor may spend time and other resources looking for treatments for other conditions when it's all down to menopause. The second difference applies to stomach and bowel functions. In many women, the changes from our hormones around perimenopause and menopause can affect the way our stomach and bowels function, leading to very uncomfortable symptoms. Studies tell us this is another area where there can be a slight difference between the races as well. From another study, scientists in the United States looked at over 1,000 women of different ethnicities, including Latina, Asian, African American, and Caucasian, aged between 40 and 60 years. More than 2 out of 3 of those women, that is over 60%, had not experienced menopause or they were in the transition. They looked at a range of different symptoms including tummy pain, heartburn, nausea and vomiting, constipation, diarrhea and weight changes, so gaining weight or losing weight. They found the most common changes amongst these women aged 40 to 60 years, majority of whom have not started the menopause, to be weight gain followed by bloating. Asian women experience these symptoms the least frequently, but Black women seem to develop more weight problems and heartburn than white women. Why is this important though? Any woman developing new and unexplained symptoms of any kind should always seek medical advice. But these symptoms can be explained away by a number of different conditions. For example, polycystic ovarian syndrome, cancer of the bowels or cancer of the ovary, irritable bowel syndrome. However, the treatments are not the same. So healthcare workers need to be considering the menopause as well among Black women approaching midlife who may not appear to be in menopause. And the third area in menopause where there may be a slight difference in how they appear in Black women is the complications of menopause. In addition to the troublesome symptoms that they often generate, the loss of our reproductive hormones can increase the risk of developing certain conditions. We have seen that Black women can start menopause earlier than their peers. So this means that we may be more likely to develop these conditions earlier than others. And what are these conditions? Well, they include thinning bones that risk us developing fractures very easily, and high cholesterol that increases the risk of heart conditions. Therefore, we shouldn't wait till we're in our 50s or 60s to take the necessary steps to keep our bones, our hearts and our joints healthy. Exercise with a focus on weightlifting, calcium supplements and nutritious diet will help all of these things. In addition, check out this video on my channel where I shared the best foods that will support your heart health. These are some of the ways that a Black lady may experience menopause differently. Being aware of them empowers you to discuss and advocate with your health provider about your symptoms to get the best care. Now, as I promised, are you likely to start menopause early or late? Some studies suggest certain practices or habits can make a woman experience her final menstrual period later in life. They are a mixed bag, including having used contraceptives when younger, not smoking, taking alcohol and being less physically active. Women who reach a higher educational status, who are employed and who consider themselves to be in general good health also appear to reach menopause later than others. But it's not just of interest to know whether you're going to go into menopause early or later. Knowing this information might be quite useful because some studies showing that having your last period at a later age can be associated with breast, womb, and ovarian cancer in some women. But in other women, later age at menopause means prolonged survival, greater life expectancy, reduced heart disease including angina, and less risk of thinning bones and fractures. There you go. Let me know if you found this video helpful. Give it a like and please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and click the notification bell for new video alerts. Next time, we will be talking about the measures for dealing with hot flushes and night sweats. What works and what doesn't. So I hope you're going to join me for that topic. While you're waiting for that video, check out these two here and I'll see you again soon.